So FYBSc semester 2nd, paper 2. It is always essential to know that which paper we are studying. I always highlight, I always show syllabus in every lecture because it helps us to keep ourselves on the track what we are studying here. Here we are going to discuss about the credit number 1, chapter number 1, that is the scope and definition and importance of plant physiology. So I welcome you all once again in our second semester lecture. Here we will be discussing about mainly the syllabus which is given by the Savitribai Phule Pune University. So I will show you the syllabus. In that syllabus you will get an idea which topic we are going to discuss throughout the lectures. We will be discussing about mainly the plant physiology and cell biology concept. So without wasting too much time, I will just show you So here is your syllabus of semester 2nd, paper number 2nd. The name of the paper is the Principle of Plant Sciences. So here is syllabus discussion mainly focusing upon the credit. There are 30 lectures are given for this paper and credit are 2. Here is credit number 1. I will just highlight. One second. Here is credit 1 and here is credit 2. So each credit contains 15 lectures, as you know very well that previously also we have seen the syllabus. 2 credits contain various chapters. I will give you an advice that the syllabus of this paper is much more tough as compared to the previous semester paper number 2nd. In previous semester you had this paper, semester 1 paper 2, in which plant morphology, anatomy, reproductive part, flower, fruit and anatomical part were given in your syllabus. So this syllabus was quite easier as compared to the syllabus in semester 2nd. This syllabus showing 2 credits. First credit is for plant physiology and cell biology and second credit for molecular biology. So in this credits, the chapters are given. I will not read each chapter one by one. You just have to take screenshot of this syllabus. I will send the syllabus copy. So here is the first chapter which I am going to discuss is the introduction, definition and scope of plant physiology. So the lecture is given for that chapter is only one lecture. So I think it is clear up to you now what I am trying to tell you. If anyone have any doubt regarding the syllabus, feel free to ask me the question regarding your syllabus. But before asking any question, you have to understand the syllabus first. So we will go one by one, chapter by chapter. There are many chapters in the syllabus. So you have to be very careful and you need to study each and every point. Before starting our semester 2nd, paper 2nd, I would request you, do not stop studying about semester 1 papers. If you are getting, please comment here. If you are not getting, then also you can comment here. So FYBSc semester 2nd, paper 2. It is always essential to know that which paper we are studying. I always highlight, I always show syllabus in every lecture because it helps us to keep ourselves on the track what we are studying here. Here we are going to discuss about the credit number 1, chapter number 1, that is the scope and definition and importance of plant physiology. And there is nothing much more hard or very complicated concepts which you need to remember here. You need to remember the definition and scope or application of the plant physiology. Wherever plant physiology is applicable, you just have to remember that. That's it. So here first of all, what will be the definition? So before that, tell me, I will wipe out this. The plant physiology and biochemistry have some differences. So tell me which difference you know between biochemistry and plant physiology, or only physiology. Biochemistry and physiology show some differences. So what will be the difference is the first point. So first of all, biochemistry and physiology I have written here in differentiating pattern. So biochemistry generally, please listen carefully, it is very essential. Biochemistry, we generally study about the reaction or single reaction. In biochemistry, we generally study about a single reaction. Generally, we study biochemistry at cellular or organelle or at cell level in biochemistry. But physiology is something different from biochemistry, as in physiological we study about the set of reaction, and we study physiology at organ level. In case of animal, we study physiology for respiration, we study physiology for digestion, we study physiology of excretion. In case of plant, we study physiology of photosynthesis, we study physiology of respiration, we study physiology of transpiration. So the physiology of animal, physiology of plant, physiology of microorganism can be studied. But remember, in physiology, you will have to study the set of reaction, and generally physiology takes place at the organ level. Which are the organs in typical plant? You can see the roots, stem, leaves are the organ of that plant. Flowers are also organ of that plant, and fruit also organ of that plant. So each organ shows a set of different biochemical reactions. In biochemistry, we generally study only one reaction. For example, in biochemistry, you can study about glycolysis. Only one reaction, that's it. You can study electron transport chain. Very easy and simple reaction you can study in biochemistry. But in physiology, you will have to study the sum total of all reactions who are taking place in order to achieve, in order to achieve homeostasis. So tell me, have you heard the name of homeostasis? If you have heard the name of homeostasis, please comment. If you do not have heard the name, then also you can comment whether you are on the track or not. Okay, no problem. Homeostasis means what? The environment where we are living, the environment where all gases, water, soil, everything is there, and the plant is living there as a system. So that system, I am not saying organism, the system, I myself is a system, you are also a system, the plant is a system. System has to maintain itself in that environment in order to maintain their temperature, in order to maintain the water balance, in order to maintain gaseous balance. If any system is trying to maintain the equilibrium with the environment, then it is known as homeostasis. It means it is an alternatively you can say maintenance of balance of that system. System, or you can say organism. If you are feeling the system word complicated, you can say the organism trying to maintain the balance. Homeostasis is applicable for water balance, temperature balance, hormonal balance, chemical balance, gaseous balance. Everywhere homeostasis is applicable. So in physiology, why I am saying homeostasis? The physiology is targeting the achievement of homeostasis. You have to write whenever you attend the lecture. Just keep the notebook and write important points, whatever you feel important. Because in competitive exams, these questions are generally asked. No one is going to tell you particularly this is the question, because you have to find out from the concept what question can be deduced from that concept. So in plant physiology, you can say the plant physiology deals with the study of set of different biochemical reactions at organ level to maintain the homeostasis condition. It is as easy. So whatever I am trying to tell you here to make you understand about the definition go through like this. It is a set of biochemical reaction taken place at the organ level. Why? To maintain the homeostasis. Homeostasis means the balance condition in order to live in particular environment. If I try to count the temperature of this environment is almost around 24 degrees Celsius. The environment around me is up to 24 degrees Celsius and my temperature is 37 degrees Celsius. So my body performing the physiological task to maintain myself at 37 degrees Celsius. Okay, so it is homeostasis. So if you are understanding this, please comment here. Whatever I have discussed here, if you have got at least 1%, tell me. If you have got 10% or 50% or 100%, tell me here without hesitation how much you have understood whatever I have told you here. 85%, 45%, 75%, 30%. Okay. So it helped me to improve myself. So first of all, we will start from the beginning, from where we have started. First of all, I will repeat once again in easy manner in order to write in exam. We have discussed the syllabus. So I will send the syllabus copy. I have sent the syllabus copy in classroom. I will send it once again. So I have shown you the syllabus. Out of that syllabus, you have 2 credits. In first credit, the first chapter we are going to discuss that plant physiology, definition, concept and scope or application of plant physiology. So up till I have just discussed about the definition of plant physiology. In that definition, what I am trying to tell you is that, remember, plant physiology deals with the study of set of different biochemical reactions. First point. Second point is that plant physiology deals with the organ level study. Second point. Third point is that all these biochemical reactions which are taking place at organ level are performing for maintenance of homeostasis is the third and last point. There is nothing much more in plant physiology to discuss about. Categories are given in plant physiology, which are different categories: photosynthesis, respiration, transpiration. These points we can study in plant physiology. For what we are studying to maintain the homeostasis, which I am repeating again and again. So okay, it was regarding only definition. Now we will discuss about the application area where the plant physiology is applicable. Applications of this plant physiology are very much diverse with respect to your target, where you want to highlight this plant physiology application. First of all, the application of plant physiology is in agriculture. So the agricultural products should increase in order to keep pace with the growing population. If population is growing, they will require more land to prepare their houses. So the area which is available for the agriculture is reducing day by day. Okay. So at one side you have people who require food, and on the other side you have the land which you can use for agriculture is going to reduce. So how to keep pace with this? How to manage this is the first problem. Plant physiology help us to handle this problem. How? In plant physiology, we generally study about the action of different hormones. These hormones are showing their effect in enlargement of the fruit size, in enlargement of the leaf area, in growth rate increasing fashion. So the hormones which are studied in plant physiology can be used to increase the agricultural production is the first application of the plant physiology. The another application of plant physiology is in micropropagation. So what is micropropagation? Anyone know about micropropagation? Have you heard the name of micropropagation? हा शब्द ऐकलाय का? Micropropagation. No. Micropropagation is alternatively called as a plant tissue culture. So have you heard the name plant tissue culture? Definitely you must have studied about the plant tissue culture in your previous classes. In plant tissue culture, what you do? You select a single part of the mother plant. You take that part. You use that part in laboratory to grow same plant as the mother plant. Means from single leaf, you can prepare thousands of different plants with the same genotype. So in plant physiology, you can apply the knowledge of plant physiology in micropropagation practice in order to enhance or increase the production of the plants with the same genotype. You have to underline the word same genotype. So what is genotype? This is not our topic of discussion because it will divert us from physiological concept. You just have to highlight that point. Whenever examiner find this word with the same genotype, this will definitely going to help you to achieve more marks. As well as the third application of plant physiology is in embryology. So what is embryology? Embryology means what? Embryology means development of the plant from the seed. Means you have the seed and you are expecting the plant out of that seed when you sow the seed in the ground. So this embryology includes the formation of seed, formation of male gamete, formation of female gamete, formation of fruit. So everything is come under the embryology, which is nothing but the developmental biology. So in plant physiology, you can apply the plant physiology knowledge for the developmental biology aspect in order to improve the development of the plant. So I have just highlighted three main applications of plant physiology. If out of these three applications, if you have any problem, tell me directly, sir, I do not have understood anything, whatever you have said, or I have understood everything, whatever you are trying to tell me. असं मला तुम्ही कमेंट करा की सर तुम्ही जे बोलताय ते कळत नाहीये किंवा कळतंय. अरे कमेंट करा मला तुम्ही. झोपले काय? दिव्या पै. Understood, sir. Okay, thank you. So I have just said three applications here. There are many applications. You can make a big list up to 10 to 12 applications. I will wipe out these applications. I have told you three applications. The fourth application is in horticulture. Remember whatever I am trying to tell you here. Thank you. Horticulture means what? Horticultural practice involve cutting, budding, grafting and layering. Means you have plant A and you have plant B. You can mix these plants by a horticultural practice. If A plant is very healthy and produces less fruits and B plant is very weak and produces many fruits, so in that case you can mix those two plants by horticultural practice. For that you should be master in plant physiology knowledge. If you have plant physiology knowledge, then you can definitely perform the practice of horticulture. I am talking about the application of plant physiology. It was the fourth application of plant physiology. 10 minutes remaining. The fifth application is phytochemistry. Okay. The fifth application of plant physiology is in phytochemistry. So there are two words, phyto and chemistry. So chemistry you know very well. What is chemistry? In chemistry we generally study about chemicals which are in the laboratory. You perform various experiments with acid and bases. But in phytochemistry generally we study about the secondary metabolites. So what is secondary metabolites? You can write secondary word like this, secondary metabolites. I would request you to please remember such words which I am highlighting here. These are very essential. You cannot go further without studying these points. Secondary metabolites, for example, terpene. I will write here. Terpene, or you can say alkaloid. Terpene alkaloids are secondary metabolites, are considered as a phytochemicals. These chemicals are present inside the plant. Every plant shows secondary metabolites, more or less, but these secondary metabolites are present in plant. The application of plant physiology is in phytochemistry for analysis of secondary metabolites. Which secondary metabolites? Such as terpene and alkaloids. You have to mention these points. So in application case, I have discussed here 5 different applications of plant physiology. Before that, we have discussed about the importance of plant physiology, the difference between biochemistry and plant physiology, and definition of plant physiology. Out of all these concepts which I have discussed with you, if you have any problem, comment me. And the last point to discuss here, in application of the plant physiology is in plant biotechnology. What is plant biotechnology? Already I have said you the micropropagation. The micropropagation is sub point of the plant biotechnology, or plant tissue culture. Also you can consider the sub point of the plant biotechnology. In plant biotechnology, generally you study about various genetic material related study in plant biotechnology. There is a genetics study also there, but you are just need to highlight here various different branches where plant physiology is applicable. You just have to remember the highlighting point which I have written on the board. So don't get confused. Plant physiology is applicable in various fields. Which field we are just looking at here. But I am sure you must have understood this. I will stop here. The chapter of the introductory point of view, plant physiology, where definition, application we have studied. In next lecture, we will discuss more about whatever chapters which are given in the syllabus. So thank you for your time. We will meet in our next lecture. If you have any doubt, feel free to ask me anytime. Okay.